Yo, welcome back to the Who Hurt You Bro podcast. My name is Mel, aka Legendary Shit.
Yo, it's your boy Jay, aka Brooklyn Poppy, aka once again Poppy Ping Ping. What's up?
All right, so we got a special guest in here today. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
My name is Devin Matthew.
Talking to the mic, bro.
That's not my fault. My name.
You can make it go a little closer if you need.
Well, my name is Devin Matthew. I'm me.
Yeah. All right. So this episode is a little special because we're gonna get into the. It's no, as you can see, with Who Hurt You, Bro, we always like a group of ladies with us, so it's a party when we come. But this episode, just the fellas, we gonna get down to these sensitive topics. So let's start off strong. Let's start off with I'm gonna start with him, all right?
By all means, God.
All right. So since he's the guest, what do you think it takes to be a man in 2023?
I would say I think, in my opinion, every man should have, I think, what I can call it like an anchor, something that like holds you down, that you're gravitated towards, that really keeps you balanced, leveled.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you should have like that pep in your step, that motivation. Like, what are you chasing? That's where your purpose will kind of line in. So I think that once you have those, it's chapters to it. So I think that once you have like those two, like what if you don't stand for anything, you fall for any. You know what I mean? You heard that before. So I think that when you're strong on your beliefs, you have that going for you, and you can take care of yourself. You know what I mean? If you can take care of yourself, you can take care of someone else. So I think that when you have that mindset, instead of chasing, you get different results. So I think that for someone, a man right now, what I consider to be a man of value, you have to be financially competent, you have to have strong faith, and you have to have a strong purpose.
All right. Let's go to my co-host.
All right, so a man in this day and age really only needs three things, right? Which is first and foremost stability, and stability goes across everything. So you need to be able to be stable, right? And that means financially, mentally, physically, you need to be stable, right? And you should always be pushing yourself for a goal, but stability is the first thing you step on, right? Before you can shoot for the stars, before you can run, you have to crawl. You have to understand that getting yourself up doesn't automatically go from one to the next. The following thing is strength. Strength definitely helps toward that, and strength's going to be in the physical, but it's going to be as well in the emotional, and that's one of the things that men nowadays are lacking. From our young boys to our adults, we're lacking, like, literally just emotional strength and emotional intelligence. We talk about it a lot on the pod, but it's important to know that doesn't mean that you're soft or you have to cater to people or anything like that. What it really means is that you're able to understand situations, you're able to deal with things as they come, you're able to put things and categorize them as well as compartmentalize them where they need it. And then lastly is knowledge. You have to be always seeking more information. The more knowledgeable you are, the more you're able to sit here and maneuver through this crazy world we live in, you know what I mean? Because things are always changing, and if you decide to sit yourself down, the world will pass you right by, so you have to keep up, and the only way you can do that is by continuing to expand your knowledge.
I agree with both you fellas. I feel like both of y'all gave great points. But my question would be like, all right, so now y'all gave y'all opinion on what it is to be a man. Do you think it's different from what women expect? And so, I'm sorry. So my question would be, what do you think women expect from men, and how would you adjust it?
I in my opinion, I believe it's your mindset, and that comes from your background, how you're raised. So I can't speak for all women.
All right, so if we don't go with all women, let's go with the women you've experienced or through your lens. This is not a generalized thing. You can speak from your perspective and your walk of life.
Well, I'm Puerto Rican. I have a Hispanic background, so I think just getting deeper than that, I think you can't get a Puerto Rican or Dominican without black. You know what I mean? So I think that just the minority, just black women in general. I've only dealt with Dominicans, Colombians, Puerto Rican. Now, I've had a wide variety. I haven't had an African American woman. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't. I'm looking forward to that experience, but I just haven't. I have my preferences, So, and you gotta sometimes. I think it's important to date women that like you instead of women that you like. You get different results. So I kind of lean on That so with all that said, what was the question?
All right, so the question is, what do women expect from men? So,
Oh man, I think just all right. Now we know who we're talking to.
okay.
Now there's different type. Now there's brackets. There's the educated woman. There's the woman that's kind of getting to a bag that has that. I would say daddy's money. There's the
Wait, say it again.
there's like that. There's that chick that has like that super spoiled. That's in a silver spoon. There's that silver spoon of the Hispanic. I'm just gonna say black.
Yeah,
Just
like,
black in general. Yeah, because that's you can't get Puerto Rican without that.
I'm with you.
You
bro.
can't. You know what I mean? So
It's not about race.
yeah, exactly.
Go ahead, do your thing.
So just in general, I think the expectations for a man are very high. I just they're very high. They're women.
Do you think it's too high?
Yes.
So how would you adjust it?
I think you gotta lower your standards.
So you want women to lower their standards?
Yeah. How would they adjust it? Yeah, women have to lower their. Yeah, I think that everyone suffers if you have like desires, if you have goals. You know, when those goals are not met, you know you're suffering. You're kind of suffering. You know, you got to go to work. You got to figure it out. So I think that everyone suffers. So with that said, like if everyone is going through it, like. Don't you want to be someone that makes life makes that experience a little bit like easier?
I understand where you're coming from.
You feel me? Like I don't know.
I don't know. Like I find it hard to tell someone to lower their standards. Like no one's gonna willingly want to do that. They may be pushed into a corner where they have to do that, but no one's gonna willingly want to lower their standards. That's just my opinion.
I know, and I think that what is that perception is just a little bit altered because the more things you desire, then the more you'll suffer. So the less you are chasing or seeking, I think that the easier your experience on earth will be.
So I have a good follow up though.
To go to you, yeah.
And then I'll go over mine. Do you think things were easier before, or are they easier now?
I think that we have a lot of technology. There's a lot of things that have made life easier for humans, but I think life was easier back then because we had less options.
Now, and just like dynamics between how men and women view each other. So, for instance, how women view men. Do you think it was easier before or now?
I don't think they had more of an option as far as what the options now are for women because of social media and that
Okay.
whole transition. But
Okay.
woman, you met. It also depends on what type of woman she was. Like back in the day, if she was a I would say groomed woman, educated, went to school back in the day, you usually 9 times out of 10 you met your husband at church, right?
Possible.
I'm just saying if you was clean, if you was doing what you needed to be doing, like that was the more I would say sought after approach. You know, the boyfriend asked for the dad's hand for marriage. You know that I would say that was the norm. So
Okay.
yeah,
I'm with you on that. Okay.
So go with your the question was what do you think women expect from men and how would you adjust it?
I think what women expect from men is to be well-rounded. If we think about how things were previously, even in the aspect in which you were talking about, when we go back in time and we look at how things were done, it went from fathers gave their daughters away. And they didn't give their daughters away because they thought that person was the best bet for them. They gave them away for some type of incentive. Let's get 2 goats to give you my daughter's hand in marriage, right? Or our families together are now going to be even better off than we were before because there was things like, for instance, whether it be political, whether it be land-based, there was a ton of other things associated with those type of marriages. As you went on, those same traditions kind of kept on, right? If I wanted to sit here and court a woman, I would have to ask her father for her hand in marriage, right? Now, at the same time, women weren't given the ability to do the things that they're able to do today. I mean, you have women who are sitting here out earning men. You have women who are getting college degrees at a higher rate. You have women sitting here closing that gap that was already given to them, and they're doing a really good job of closing it. So now as a man, what needs to be done and what they're perceiving they want sometimes don't always equate, right? And in this instance, one of the things that happens is they'll want some of those traditional values, but they still want to be able to be open to other things. But finding a nice medium is there. My issue is that,
so the second part of the question is, how would you adjust?
and how would I adjust it is it's not a woman problem in this one. It's a man problem.
Really?
Yes, very easily, because previously all you needed was a job. As long as I had bread, I can get a wife. Didn't necessarily mean the one I wanted,
But you
but I can get one.
Yes.
Right? Now they make money. What do you have? What do we got?
Wait, I'm gonna let you finish your point.
Like our boys nowadays don't pick up on things early enough, right? Because we're not teaching them the right ways, right? So they're not emotionally intelligent. They tend to latch on onto the worst aspects of women, right? They fall entirely too quickly because they don't establish what those feelings are. Think about it. I've said this on the pod. When a man falls for the first time is when he really becomes a man. That first time you've ever really felt love is the first time you've actually sat there and identified another emotion outside of anger and pride, right? Because those are the two things that we normally go back to as men. Like, again, 98% of all violent crimes committed by men. Why? Because anger is the number one emotion we resort to. It's the easiest one. For women, they have a plethora of emotions. That's why they seem like there's so much going on. Like, why is this chick bugging? Why she got all this going on? How she got hyperventilating into a bag? Why is she over here screaming? Like, do I really need to wash these dishes? Right? All of these things happen, but that's because they have a plethora of emotions when you only have 1 to 2 to fall back on because that's all you had from growing up.
You had something to say to his point?
Yeah, I just strongly disagree. I think completely no. Like,
This is what we're here for.
I think
bro.
like just to get in. That was my politically correct.
Wait. Let me give you a little precursor, bro. This is the Who Heard You Bro podcast, bro. We don't hold back on the show.
Okay.
We invited you here, so your voice will be heard. You don't have to be shy. You don't have to be timid.
All right, cool.
Let it go, bro.
All right, cool.
We say what we feel, right? And whether it's reckless or not. So don't stress it and rock.
All right, cool. Now.
Listen, you say you strongly disagree with him, right?
I strongly disagree.
So
because
let's go.
Just again, this is in my personal experience.
Let's go, bro.
With white girls, the experience has been completely different from, I would say, the curvy, more appealing Spanish or black girl. The energy is just first of all, I chase femininity. Once I have, of course I have a preference. Of course, Cassie is heat. Rayon, these women are appealing, but like I really feel like it's your approach, how you act. Once I see how a female kind of her energy is around other men. I'm like, like when she's so comfortable, maybe her tone. Once I see how she carries herself, I'm instantly this is where the man upstairs kicks in. You know what I mean? So I jack that. Like I jack when a female doesn't talk amongst men. I love that. Like, yo, did you just peel off that's little signs. When I see shorty like asking for the drink for like, I don't know. I'm really attracted to femininity, and I think that the more money women make, the more educated a woman is. These things are amazing. What if she's educated with money? These things take you all away from femininity. These things like.
Let me ask you a question. So I don't want to stumble over your words. I want you to clarify. So you're saying the more money she makes, the more education she gets, it takes her away from her femininity?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, like.
I kind of want to tackle that.
Like, I'll let you tackle it. I just want to give one statement.
You can stay.
Because like previously you said something, lower your standards, and it's kind of hard to ask someone to lower their standards. Now you're saying education and money, so you're kind of asking them to lower their standards, don't get educated, and don't make money. That's kind of hard to ask for somebody. Like who like what woman is gonna agree to this?
Facts. That's exactly what we doing. Listen, if that yes, you got it. Yes. That's exactly. Listen, it all goes back to purpose. Listen. And any attractive woman that I've ever been with, dated, listen.
Yeah, I got you.
When they have that, but first of all, a woman's purpose, you really want to get into it. A woman's purpose is really to.
All
right, cool. Let's say, want to stay away from that.
All right, cool. Address the femininity part because the next one is another one that we're gonna have a nice
cool. Go ahead.
So when it comes to that moving farther away from femininity, It's that the spectrum moves. It's exactly what I said earlier. If you sit down, the world will pass you by. The world's moving. One family household don't work no more. There's no such thing as the nuclear family anymore. You can't do pop works, mom stays at home, right? It's almost impossible.
You mean how you can't?
Hold on, wait. I'm gonna break it down for you.
You can't say no. That doesn't happen. It happens.
It happens.
That
but
happens.
It's an entirely huge stress, or you need to be on the upper echelon of fucking income. You can't do it when you're sitting here. Like for instance, your average man makes around $45,000 a year. On a $45,000 a year salary, you cannot raise a family and have one parent stay home.
Yeah.
It literally
You need
impossible.
2 people, right?
Correct. Now, what happens
In a
there
relationship,
is
right?
2 people in a relationship. That second person has to work too because your income's not enough,
Yeah.
right? So now, who winds up out of luck in that one? So if you have a kid, that kid's not going to get to see mom every day. That's a nuclear family. The basis of a nuclear family is 2 parents, 1 kid, father works, mom stays home, takes care of the children, right? It's almost impossible now because of the way that we live. Right? So now, once we understand that the nuclear family, the way we thought of it before, is no longer there. We all want 2-parent.
That's not true.
We all want 2-parent households.
That's there, bro. It's these women that have that twisted these women have so many options that they have make men weak, bro. We control the access to a relationship. Women control the access to sex.
So all right, so
Hold on.
wait, hold on.
I have to address that.
All right, go.
So when people say that, who has access or who denies or accepts access to one of the 2 things is completely incorrect, right? One of the reasons why.
Hold on, before you go in, what was your statement? What did he say? I want to understand clearly what you said about the sex.
I said women control or have more control of the access to sex, allowing that.
Women
that.
are the gatekeepers of sex. Men are the gatekeepers of relationships.
I agree with that.
That dichotomy is incorrect.
I agree.
Hold on, time out. A man proposes to a woman.
I agree with that statement.
Proposing doesn't mean anything. All that means is that at the end of the day, that proposing means absolutely nothing. Let me make it really
You're making a
clear for you.
commitment.
That's
You're
not
bugging.
true.
No. Let me make it incredibly clear for you. You can propose until you're purple in the face, right? Until you actually sign the documentation means nothing. All you're doing is saying, I want this relationship. But at the end of the day, what winds up happening is, and this is absolutely true, depending on how the relationship starts, will depend if that woman even allows you to get there. The woman's as in control as the man is in those situations. For sex, it's the exact same way. If you know what you're doing, your probability of closing on sex is as high as a woman's, depending on if you know where you're at in your range. I'm not gonna walk into a club and be like, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna smash every shorty in here, right? Because a woman's not always looking for sex. You can find some, but not all, right? But will I have a close rate if I sit here and do something like my man said? If I lower my standards, I can close almost every time I go out. No issues.
Straight up.
A woman.
You feel me? That's what we try to do. You think we try to waste no time? I'm not trying to waste. I'm trying to get to it.
I'm not on the lowest standard wave, bro.
Exactly.
I'm not lowering my
but
standard.
here's the point that I'm getting at.
I'm not
is that
that
a woman,
wave, bro.
That a woman,
I'm on high energy, bro.
We sit here and have the expectation that because women have an unbridled amount of dicks thrown at them, that means that these are the dicks that they want. They don't, right? So the analogy that I make is, us as men, we have to hunt for pussy, right? So if I'm not getting, no one's knocking on my door like, let me get that dick. No one's doing that unless I put it out there, right? I have to sit here and work.
Listen, that is your chapter to that story.
No. But here's the reason why I bring that up.
Okay.
When you have a woman at the same time, same place, we can, all else even, right? It's just a woman, right? In the same situation, not actively looking or doing anything. She has maybe like 40, 50 dicks thrown at her. No issues, right? So I'm starving, right? So we're going to make the analogy to food. I'm starving.
Last point.
Right? And then she's over here. She has a bunch of shit. She's just standing there with rotten food, right? Both of us are going to end off in the same spot. We're going to be sick and die, right? But at the end of the day, nothing really changes. She just has options for shit she don't want, right? Or shit that would be bad for her. I don't have any options. Yeah. If the only difference is options, that's not really a big difference because we still wind up in the same spot. And that's the biggest hurdle that I see happening between men and women now, is that we always sit there and point out that, well, at least you have options. You could do this, you could do that. But then at the end of the day, we're still both stuck lonely.
All right. You guys clearly disagree with that point, but it's all good. It's all. Next question would be, all right, so should women be submissive to men or equal partners?
I want to see what you got to say about that first. Go ahead, champ.
You call him champ.
Yeah.
I haven't been called champ in a
You call
minute.
him champ.
That was it. Right? Equal partners is the easiest and best way to be able to do things in our time and age. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. 2 incomes. On top of that, spending decisions. Obviously, when you look at statistics, women spend the majority of the money, and they usually do it based off the household needs, not only on themselves but on the household needs. So what winds up happening is if you're a partnership, you're going to sit here and have a say-so in how that money's spent. You're going to have a say-so in how the house is ran, right? Because these are things that maybe in the instance that you're in, you might not be able to do yourself. But if your woman is doing all of that, guess who winds up taking on that responsibility? The man. Because if the woman's the breadwinner, you don't really have anything to say. You want to sit here and help out in the relationship because as equal partners, we have a goal that we're set for, and that's what we're going to achieve. When you do it the opposite way, it's a little different because now you're following me. And if I stumble, how are you going to hold me up if all you've ever known is to follow?
What do you got to say about that?
All right, so I want to hear your point, and I'm gonna go last because I know you clearly disagree. I see it in your face. You clearly disagree.
I just now I'm starting to understand. I think it's all about mindset. I don't think when I go outside, I'm not like my fingers crossed. Like I hope I find someone I like. Like we passed that. We passed that stage of life. It's like, yo, hey, it's like engaging with women is not a problem. I think I'm 33, so I date with intentions to get married. I'm mid-aged. You know, everyone thinks that 50 is mid-aged, but nah, who's living to 100? You know what I mean? So yeah, I think my mindset, I'm a little bit more serious with my time when it comes to women. So if I go outside, if I get dressed up, like I'm not dressed up to take pictures and let the world know I'm going out. I'm going out to clip. You know what I mean? So
Wait, hold on. What do you mean by clip?
Clip like jam. I'm trying to have intercourse.
Okay.
Like as fat.
That's
Listen to me.
shit.
As listen to me. As fast as possible. Listen to me. As fast as possible. I think that once you're in a position where you're not really living from paycheck to paycheck, you know, things are in order. You know what I mean? Everyone's life is different. But once that's out the way, once we you know, you have direction, you have purpose. Once that's established, you're an established man.
So
things move for you different.
I feel you, but let's get to the question. The question was, should women be submissive to men or should they be equal partners?
Well, the guy not earning, a gentleman not earning, like not really producing, someone that has a day job, I think their options change. But someone that's kind of unlocking those doors, they're going to have different options. But I think for marriage, yes, we're not equal. She's not standing next to me. She's standing behind me. We're not. Yeah, she has to understand that my purpose comes before my woman, you know, and she has to respect that. You know what I mean? Like anyone that's really holding hands, like the first lady stands behind the president. She's not really standing aside from him. She's standing like, you know what I mean?
Well, that's an elected office. No one's electing you.
That's just how it
office.
goes.
Right?
Like that's the way it is. I didn't make the rules. I just followed them.
Yeah,
I didn't make that rule.
Hold on, wait. All we're doing is we're talking about tradition, and traditions change regularly.
Facts.
Last time
But
I
the concept, this has been going on since the pharaohs.
It was raining out earlier.
Yo, the pharaohs was jamming other women and then having kids, and then if we had a kid before,
about the minuscule, and those women didn't want him. Those women had no choice.
Of course, he's the pharaoh.
Incorrect.
Everybody wants the pharaoh.
I'm sorry. If the pharaoh
everybody wants to
praised as a god. He's praised as a god. It's like this is God. He could jam me. Cool. You want a kid? Yeah,
if
kid
the
nut.
pharaoh walked into a village,
Of course.
if the pharaoh walked into a village and said Shorty's bad, no one's gonna sit there and be like, do you want the pharaoh? No, you're going. Your concubines didn't have options. They were chosen. As in, I choose you to take this dick. Not, hey, you know, I was just wondering, do you want to sit on it? No, they were chosen.
Fire.
As in, he pointed out and said, yo, that one right there, that one I'm going to have to do a spin on me. That's how.
That's happening now.
No,
King, that happens now.
It's not.
I'm telling you, you get into the bag. Listen, that's how you can make. I'll take you to a spot. That's happening, bro.
Hold on, wait.
I'll take you to a spot.
Hold on, wait.
Listen to me. I'll take you to a spot at 1 o'clock. I'll take you to 3 spots, and I promise you, if you bring the right amount, you're gonna do everything. You're gonna get straight yeses.
Hold on, yo. So let me break this down. if you sit
I feel
there,
like I gotta bring it down.
right? If you sit,
I feel like I gotta bring it
there,
out.
If you sit there, and those are the women that you're gonna be able to pull. Only off that reason, those aren't high quality women. Those are not even marriageable women.
Exactly.
Right? So then at what point are we really having the conversation? If you're just trying to smash, right? But we're talking about if a woman should be subservient or not, right? I'm not worried about smashing the woman I want to be with. And the same way you said you date with intentions, as do I. Yo soy viejo. I'm old.
Yeah.
Papi old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's June, so you're going to hear some Spanish. Right? So I'm an older dude, you know what I mean? So I no longer play those games. But I have an even better question for you. With the way that your thought process works, it tends to change as you get older, right? You would agree?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
The more you know, the wider your mind will open.
So I'm gonna give you a mind-altering experience. Surprisingly, it's pretty easy. I want you to think about you sitting there. You get yourself a wife. She stands behind you. Now, unforeseen, because it happens, right? You trip, you stumble, meaning on your road to making your goals, you trip and stumble. Something catastrophic happens. Injury, sickness, bankruptcy because a project that you put money into didn't work out. The person behind you, the one that you said wasn't standing next to you, the one behind you, how is she supposed to pick up the torch to help you out when all she's ever known is to play the background? That's why being a partner is completely different than being subservient to another person. Because then at that point, if I falter, because everyone does, there's no one-man show, it never was. Even by your own statement, I don't believe, but I know you do, that there's always someone above you that's sitting there holding you up, right? I believe that in the same way that I need a person next to me to hold me up. Because you know what? I don't think like that. So I need someone to be able to sit there and provide me a shoulder sometimes, because the world's heavy. These shoulders can only take so much. So what do we do in that instance? What would you do there? I want to answer that. What would you do there? You stumble and the person behind you can't do shit for you because all she ever known is to follow you. What happens in that instance? Does your whole family crumble?
No, I think, first of all, I don't have the answers to everything, but in a position like that, I would say in turmoil, trauma, horrible black cloud, and that times, I'm not going to my woman to fix this. I'm gonna go to God. I'm gonna go to God first. That's who leads me. That's my source. So I think in having a strong relationship with him, he's gonna feel that pain. He'll never give you more than you can bear. They say he knows how many tears you've cried, or how many tears you're gonna cry, how many hairs are on your head. So if he knows what I'm going through and what I'm experiencing, and I'm producing, I'm doing what I need to do as a man, then he'll never give me more than I could bear.
All right, so this brings up a great question. So the question is, do you think at any point a man should take a step back and lean on his woman? Like, is it any scenario, subject, or anything in the world where the result of it is the man takes a step back and he leans on his lady? Do you think it's any scenario that creates that?
And this is speaking from experience, I think that a man doesn't lean on a woman, a boy does.
So I'm just want to clarify what you said. So you don't think there's no scenario on this green earth that a man should ever lean on a woman, ever?
Speaking from a man that I have been in that position, I'm not gonna say I'm perfect, I haven't, but just taking a step back from that, nah, never, ever, never.
How you feel?
You don't even cry. You can't even cry in front of these women.
And that shows insecurity. That doesn't show strength.
No, go with the question though.
So if at any point you can't rely on the person in which you chose to spend your life with, then at that point you are as alone as you were.
Oh, hold on.
before
My
they
wife
got
is a
you.
different situation.
No, we're talking about wives. We're talking about significant.
Oh, you were talking
others.
about wife locked in? Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't.
All right, so let him go.
So
All right, so if wife changes it, answer the question now, knowing that
If we locked in, then that just completely we're having a different conversation, you know.
So what would you lean on your woman for?
What would I lean on?
Or your wife for, not woman. On your wife for. What would you lean on your wife for?
To make my life easier. If she's my woman, if I'm committed to this woman, it's for a reason. I'm not telling her how to know how to do things. She's already knows what to do. She knows what type of program I'm on. So if I don't have to, I think that it's very feminine to be grooming women. That's what your parents do. So I don't want to take on that responsibility. So once we pass that, once I see like, oh, we're on the same page, Yeah, I think that they should be making our life easier. That's like, yeah, that's how it goes. Like that's how it's the way it is. I hate that it's like that, but that's the way. We bring a woman value. Women don't bring us value. We don't even gotta work out. We could be fat. How many Dominican homies uptown just paying? Like that's the way it goes. You know what I mean?
But do you think that those relationships are the ones that people would want? In those instances, I don't. I think that that's more.
Everyone's different.
That's more of convenience than it is anything else. I want someone who loves me for no other reason than loving me. I don't want it based off of circumstance, need, or in general being put in a spot where you have no movement. I want you for me, no other reasons, right? So when I put myself out there, and I'm doing it with intention. I'm dating with intention. I'm looking to have my forever home like they do with adopted puppies, right? You got to find your puppy on a forever home. I want my forever home. Then I'm doing it with intention. So when I sit there and I have a conversation and I even mention anything, everything's going to be with that intent behind it. So when I have the conversation, I'm going to say, hey, listen, this is what I'm looking for. Are you interested? Because at the end of the day, I need you as much as you're going to need me. That's what I want. I want that person to sit there that they don't need me to survive on this earth. They don't need me to provide for them. They don't need me to fix things for them. All those things can be null and void, but you just want to be around me because I make you feel the same way you make me feel. That's a real relationship. That's what we're lacking because everything is based off of what can you bring, what can you do. I just want someone there who matches me and compliments me and makes me feel the way I make them feel. That's a real relationship in my eyes. Everything else, I feel like you're sitting here playing a game. I'm too old for games. Poppy's not playing Monopoly. I'm not playing Chutes and Ladders. I'm trying to sit here and find where I'm going to be at with the person I really care about. All the other shit seems like nonsense to me.
That sounds amazing. Yo, I'm with you, but that's not reality.
The thing is, it is. It all depends on how you go about it. If you play the game, then you're in the game. You're a player. I'm not playing the game. I don't even acknowledge it's there. So while people are sitting here selling their values, selling their thoughts, selling whatever they want of themselves, I'm too busy saying, yo, this is what it is. If you want to come in, come in. If not, then get the fuck out. It's that simple. I don't have the time for that. The same way you say men gatekeep relationships. You want to know what happens when you sit there and you're that upfront? Women gatekeep relationships. And at that point, I can get sex all the time. I don't have an issue doing that. It's actually pretty easy for me. I'm funny. I'm charismatic. That shit opens tons of doors for me, right? But that's not what I'm looking for right now. So in that case, now my entire script is flipped, right? So now when you go into that mindset, that's when you start to notice all the shit that's being said doesn't really make much sense.
I got a question. Do you believe that women have emotions?
Of course, women are super emotional creatures.
Okay, cool. So what if one of your this is not a wife situation. No, actually, this is a wife situation.
Mm-hmm.
Your wife believes that you've been fucking up, you've been dropping the ball, and you've been irresponsible. Right? How do you feel about that? If you're if you prove that you're not capable of being that leader that you view men as, and your wife feels that way, like, yo, lately you've been fucking up. I don't think you're the best leader for me. How do you feel about that situation?
I mean, you can only be mad at yourself.
So you're not mad that she's out here pulling the coach card?
Am I mad? Nah, because if you not taking care of what you got to taking care of, then you put yourself in harm's way.
So insight from your partner is something you want.
Insight?
Meaning, yo, listen, bread ain't coming in like it used to. We're spending on the wrong things. We're doing this, that, and the third. Is that okay by the way that you envision your relationship?
Like her giving you tips on some like, bro, like, you're not doing the right thing right now. Money going down the drain. We behind on this bill. This and that is happening. Like,
I don't know. I personally wouldn't be married if my finances weren't in order. That's just me.
But shit happens, right? Let's say you're already there and shit happens.
Let's say if I was in a position where finances were an issue, is what you're saying?
Like, no, finances were, when you started, finances were lit. They were where they needed to be.
Uh-huh.
But like all things in life, where they start doesn't mean that's where they end. Or that doesn't mean where they go, right? Let's say you take a dip. Now she's acknowledging that there's a dip and she's pointing it out to you. Are you okay with her giving that insight to you? Like, yo, listen, this is where we're fucking up at. We need to cut down on this. We need to do that. Is that kind of insight okay by your standings and the way that you want your relationship?
or she just shut the fuck up and fall with you?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, yeah.
Shut the fuck up and forward with you, right?
Yeah, because straight up, it's like because if listen, we here, we locked in. You know what I'm on. Listen, if I am your man and you're my woman, you're my queen, I'm gonna do everything it takes to make your life easier because I'm putting myself last. You know what I mean? I'm putting myself, so I'm gonna take care of everything. So if I'm working, I'm doing what I have to do, and the results are not being to your satisfaction, then that's a you problem. You know what I mean? If I'm not, I guess, producing as much, yeah. But if I'm working, if I'm uncomfortable, and I'm precisive, like I'm not lazy, I'm not kicking back, but the bread is just not there, then that's a you problem.
Wait.
That's a you problem.
That's a who problem.
That's a
her problem.
That's a her problem.
Wait.
Like, take this forward with me regardless. I'm already following where he's going.
Wait. I'm following, so I just want to get clarification. So you saying like, all right, we on a boat on the ocean. I'm driving the ship. She cleaning the deck or whatever, and I hit an iceberg. She's not driving.
Why does this nigga go Titanic?
Yeah. We're going down. We're going down.
So
I'm getting on the thing too with this bitch. I don't care. I might push her off.
So she's not driving. She's cleaning the deck. I'm driving.
Mm-hmm.
I'm drinking a little bit. Maybe I'm a little tipsy or whatever, and I hit an iceberg. She supposed to die with me? She ain't supposed to just jump ship and do her thing? She supposed to die with me.
Listen, if that's my partner, you're going to know what's up. You're going to know how. Listen to me. I don't know. I think that, listen, when you're locked in, I just know that's your person. You know, I don't know. The women that I have dated, that they know me. They know what, like, they just know. You know what I mean? Sometimes I learn myself through being with that person. So I'm not just gonna have somebody that I'm not. It's not. She has to think like me. She has to be. She that's why she's my woman.
Let me take his analogy and switch it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right? You're in a plane. Every plane has a pilot and a what?
A wingman.
A co-pilot, right?
Yeah.
Okay, right? Because if something happens to the pilot, the co-pilot has to take over so that plane can continue.
Yes.
Yes, right?
100%.
Yes. But according to you, the co-pilot can't do shit because once you're down, the entire plane goes down. You see how fucking crazy that analogy sounds?
Of course. Well, if she's my co-pilot.
She's your co-pilot.
She know what to do. Exactly. She know what to do.
But by your acknowledgement, By your acknowledgement, you said that if you're going down, you don't want to hear none of that shit. So the co-pilot telling you then we're all going down.
Nah, because you can't control life.
All right, so wait. So in his analogy, the co-pilot should drive?
Facts.
So then, if you get injured, you
I'm hurt.
Oh wait, you work construction, right?
Yeah.
You fucking fall off a cliff and break both your legs, right? You're out for 6 months.
God forbid. I don't even believe in that.
I'm
just gonna say
I understand. I understand. We here.
God forbid,
You don't say shit like that, bro.
I'm sorry. The man who works construction fall off a cliff and break both his legs. Now he makes no income, or he makes minimal income. Should she go to work? She wasn't working before. He was holding it down. He broke both his legs. He's out for 6 months minimum. He's making pennies now. Should she go to work?
That's part of marriage. Sickness, to do sickness, and then
should she go to work is the question, though.
Facts. Why not?
So I'm glad that you said that because that's changing your thought process to start off with. It just means that where you started at, if everything is good, you should hold a certain form. Like there should be a frame that you guys are folding into, right?
Yeah.
But if things get hectic, it needs to change. The acknowledgement
if I'm physically not able to produce, of course.
Yeah, but the thing is that
it has to do with my physical well-being being altered for me.
Jump in that role.
You feel me? I have to be. Listen, I have to be in a body bag, homie.
But
for me to be like, all right, cool. I'm not good enough. It's cool.
Signing up for a
literally.
You're still signing up for a partnership. That's a partnership.
For sure.
Right?
For sure.
It's just saying at what points do you start to concede ground to the other side?
I have to be paralyzed, homie. I have to be absolutely paralyzed. I can't be in control of my physical health or mental state. To not able to, as long as I'm able to produce and I have a good mental state, the world is mine.
I love that for you. But what I will say is that we've acknowledged that once it hits a certain point,
I'm paralyzed.
It's gonna shift. It doesn't change anything. Whether you're paralyzed, whether you know what I'm saying, amputated, whether, you know what I'm saying?
Listen.
Or you got turf toe like they do for baseball players and now you can't walk. It doesn't matter. What we already acknowledge is that at some point you're going to concede ground to the other half. All everyone else is saying, and by everyone else I mean me, right? What I'm saying is that before I even get to that point, I want it down the middle. Why? Because then I don't have to sit here and apply unnecessary pressures to you at that time, because that's a level of stress no one wants. But if we're already both there, then we Gucci. So if I need to shift or you need to shift, there's no big deal. You get what I mean? So like, for instance, if I'm doing better, I'm going to take on more of the financial burden. She's going to take on more of the household duties. If she's doing better, I might pick up a few extra things. You know what I'm saying? It's just how it works. You know what I mean? You give and take where it can, because that's how a partnership works. That's how a real relationship's going to rock, so that you can take care of what needs to be taken care of. We live in a world now that in a heartbeat, you're working construction. How many jobs in construction over the last 50 years have been done away with? Why? Because of automation. An excavator does a job of what 20 men used to do with shovels.
Facts. I'm at open shops, like not union work.
You know what I'm saying? But that's how quick it can happen.
it can.
Tomorrow it can be another invention, and everyone who's on that bitch is gone, and anyone can fill that position, because it's nothing but pulling up a leather and putting it down. Anyone could be trained to do that.
All right, so I got a question for you, bro. Because you said something you said something about boys and men, right?
Yeah.
And you also said that if you're paralyzed, you expect your woman to compensate for that, right? If you're paralyzed, right?
Yeah, I mean, if we live in a certain lifestyle, yes. If we're,
all right, but hold on, wait.
There's so
I didn't
many
get to
scenarios. I'm not the king of scenarios.
No.
You know that, right?
No,
I'm just
just vibing, bro.
Yeah.
My question to you is, what do you look for in a woman before you pick her as your wife then? Because like you recognize that if I'm paralyzed, I need someone to help us stay straight until I'm back on my feet, and then I'll do the rest, right? Correct?
Yeah.
So then what do you look for in a woman before choosing her as your wife?
Femininity.
That's it?
I think that's the strongest trait in a woman that I look for.
Okay,
yeah.
so my next question to you, what is the benefits of femininity? That's my next question then.
Well,
because if that's your main criteria, what is the benefits of that? What do you get from femininity that helps you thrive, or that attracts you to it?
Again, I can only speak on my specific situation.
So all I'm asking,
and the people that I'm around, I believe I am around men of value. You know, just to break down what a man of value is, I'm not too sure if you guys are familiar with the term, but I'm not making this. This is actually real standards. But someone that's producing over 10K, not in debt, has a network, that's recognized, someone that's recognized, like LinkedIn. I could go to LinkedIn and I could see, what you do. You know what I mean? That you're recognized in a corporate environment. You make things happen. And I think that's what the 1%, that's what we strive to be. People that are financially competent, they're in that 1%. So that's what we, someone that's making over 6 figures, right? No, we want to make over 6 figures, right? At a minimum. At a minimum, we want 100 bands. You take 100 bands to Texas, you up like Chuck. You know what I mean? It's just in Houston, these metropolitans, New York, California, the standards are a little bit higher. But those incomes in the Midwest and stuff like that, it changes. So I think that once you're kind of in that bracket and you kind of have options, I can't really speak on.
So the question was, what do you look for? No. The question was, how do you benefit from femininity?
Yeah. So
what about femininity attracts you to it, and when you receive it, how does it affect you?
How does it affect me? I think it just makes my life easier, and what makes me bring up a man of value is because you're constantly producing. When you're producing, when you have a network, when you're traveling, when you're just even have a vision. You could be. I'm a designer. I'm also a designer. I work construction during the day, but I have a vision that I cater to, and being around other creators and just businessmen. I think that we're always constantly trying to figure out we're on our purpose. So when you're on that purpose, I think at the end of the day, you just want some silence. You know what I mean? It's constant travel. It's a lot going on. So someone that could just I would say, I just bring you peace.
Okay, so
I like that answer.
I feel you, but honestly,
you didn't like
bro,
that?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah,
I've been trying to stay neutral this whole shit.
Yeah.
I've been letting you talk. I've been letting him talk. I kind of haven't been giving my piece. The only thing I don't like about what you've been saying is you've been saying the same shit. Peace and shut the fuck up. Basically, all you like. I don't personally. This is just my.
Yeah.
I need a lady for a little bit more than that, than just peace and shut the fuck up.
To be fair, I get what he's asking for. He's asking for really traditional values of play the position that you're given in the relationship in which we have, in which I completely understand.
Facts.
Right?
Like,
I get where he's coming from. And the shut the fuck up and
Nah,
peace.
I'm not there. We not. Nah. We not there.
I'm not saying you
Nah. We not.
Like,
Yeah.
where's my rights, bitch? I'm not
No.
saying that.
No
I'm
aggression.
not
No
saying that.
aggression. No aggression.
What I mean by the shut the fuck up is when I come in, that sense of silence and calm is what I need to come down off my day. I get where you're coming from. At the end of the day, all of us have quite exhaustive days. But when you come to think about like that, it's very man-centric. You're no longer thinking about the woman.
I'm just saying,
you're primary, and you're thinking of everything else secondary. As a man who wants a relationship that lasts, that you're going to be able to sit there and enjoy the other person, you have to engage. And by engage, I mean, that's a daily thing. That requires another level of work. You leave your job that pays you to put some work into your relationship to make sure that's as strong as it ever is. And sometimes that means, even though I had a long day, I walk in, Mommy, what happened to you today? Like, what was your day like? Talk to me. And then even when you bring up femininity, that seems more cultural than it has to do anything with any gender role. Because by your own admission, you're like, white girls, they act a certain way, they do this, that, and the third. And then when you come back to black women, Hispanic included, right? They have a very saucy way of talking. They talk a little rough.
Aggressive.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Now,
Not feminine.
That's where me and you completely flipped. I need that level of aggression because I'm aggressive. I can't do something onto somebody unless I know that I'm okay with it being done to me. And also, I need someone to check me when I might go too far.
100%.
I need you to remind me that I'm bugging the fuck out.
Yeah.
A woman who stands behind you isn't gonna tell you
That's
that.
not true.
Right?
You don't think Michelle like, yo, you wildin'.
Michelle
You don't think
what?
Michelle Obama?
Michelle Obama's a fucking alpha. Have you ever seen this
but-
woman talk?
but-
She's definitely out for the-
Yeah, listen, but
she's not for the weak niggas, bro.
no.
shit, I have it.
Be
Yeah.
there.
I'm just saying if you my lady,
Keep it a stat,
you know how to tame, you know how to do that. I just think that this is a time and I feel like there's so many. This conversation could go so many different ways, but when it comes to the woman that knows me, the woman that I have dated, that I have committed to, they know they know how I am, so they're not gonna correct me. And I feel like most women will be like, yo, don't do that, or just they speak over. I don't know. This is weird thing going around that I don't know. I just feel like men give a lot of power to women.
There's a reason for that, right? There's a huge reason for that in the dating
It's a
market.
bad reason.
In the dating market,
Yeah.
right? You have, just like in any market, there's sellers and there's buyers, right?
Yes.
Supply and demand.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You're demanding something. What are you demanding in a potential relationship or with a woman in general?
No, just femininity and
Right?
communication.
Femininity or pussy. One or the other. You're going to be asking.
I mean,
If
in a
it's
long-term relationship, listen.
If it's just sex is pussy, in a long-term relationship is femininity, correct?
Yeah, if the femininity isn't there, then it's the pussy.
So then that's what you're asking for. You have a demand. They're going to supply
I
demand.
guess,
right?
yeah, I guess.
So the only way that changes to fall in line with what's going to be better off is that the people who are demanding this works in the same way. Like, for instance, if we no longer start buying milk, what happens to the price of milk?
It drops.
Correct. So
Exactly.
if we're no longer going after a certain type of woman, what happens? That woman's no longer attractive. Other ones start to peak in demand. We're the ones
That's
who
true.
control that.
That's
Women
true.
do not.
That's true.
That's the biggest
Break it down
problem I have.
again.
All right, so I'm not gonna break it down, but I'm gonna say what I thought he was referring to. Like, let's say right now, some men are into BBLs and big booties, right?
Yeah.
So that stock goes up. But once men say, we ain't into that no more, we into big titties, then women start going to get boobs done.
Yeah, because
And
we
then-
control the access to a relationship.
No, they want those type of women specifically.
Yeah.
There's some who do it because they just genuinely feel like they need it. There's others who are doing it for attention specifically, right? Men are just as bad. The same reason why my man's gonna rock a Rolex, rock a thick ass chain, tattoos, get buff, and then have the audacity to say you don't want a gold digger, but all you've ever shown is money. That's what we call a walking contradiction. You're contradicting yourself. You can't say you want something, but the only thing you're showing off as your value is the thing that's going to attract the same people you said you don't want. And then on top of that, you fuck those people. It seems pretty contradictory, right? Hypocrites are everywhere. In some ways, we're all hypocritical, but to that extent, it's pretty fucking crazy because I'm never going to sit here and say, this is what I don't want, and then go and do it. Be like, yo, I'll never eat shit. I don't like shit. Shit is gross. I'm not eating shit. Shit is gross. And next thing you know, you see me with a fucking shit kebab. That makes no fucking sense now, does it? Because it's exactly what it looks like.
So we got like 2 more questions. The second to last question is, what are some turnoffs? What are something you see in a woman or a lady and you be like, this is not for me?
I would say first, I think that how men choose their women as off of how they physically look. I think that's the first thing.
Explain.
So I think that to first signs of noticing what aligns with me, I think is a woman's physical appearance. Mm-hmm. So in that physical appearance, I think just off the top of my head, long hair and thin, or because I think that a woman that has long hair and like is in the gym has some sort of discipline. So doesn't need to be told what to do. She understands that cool, to keep the show going. I have to be in order as I think as men too. Someone that's making good money narrows his options if he's not fit. Now someone that is fit and earning, now you have more options. Am I wrong?
No, I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that.
So So just some things are just that's just the first thin, long hair. All right, cool. You have my attention. Now, let's say I don't know.
Beyond physical.
Just super feminine. Someone that's friendly, cooperative, soft spoken.
So she could be dumb as a brick, but as long as she's feminine, that's Gucci. Like she could be dumb as a doorknob.
I like.
You can keep it in stock. I feel like you're gonna be like, I like them bitches.
I like that. because I don't know. I think that not everyone.
Wait. Let me ask you. Do you like dumb bitches?
Yo, I've met some fire. Honestly, sometimes
you met some fire.
I met some fire dumb bitches. They just
Wait. You met some fire dumb bitches. Bro?
And it's just like, I don't even care. It's like you know what I mean? Because she's not the most educated. Like I don't think she knows what month we in. But
my nigga said what month we're in.
But listen. Hold on. Time. But
she don't know what time it is.
But you get to the crib. You get to the crib. She wants to offer you a drink. Like that's like that's not when you hungry. Like she's like, oh you hungry? You want to do this? Like she's giving me options. The other day I was chilling with my last shorty that last woman that I engaged with. She just had everything in her purse. I just loved that. I don't know. She had the Fonto rolled up. She had a backward. She had loud. She had a car.
All purpose.
Oh my! She was like a little Swiss Army knife, and she wasn't smart. Like I don't think she was trading stocks or engineering, but
she could have been.
But she just made me feel so good. It's just like
but you don't think like, all right, let's say. Yeah, in the moment when you meet her.
I had a joint, one time I had a joint, like before we did anything, got to the crib, she started rubbing her homie's feet. Like, you ever just have a joint just rub your feet? I was like, what do you do? It's almost uncomfortable when they're so, when they so catering.
Nah, I feel you on that.
Culture,
I'm with you on that. I'm not far from you on that.
Yeah.
But this is where I kind of tear off from you because, like, yeah, she rubbed my feet, she made me feel good. She Swiss Army knife in the beginning, but I know I've been living for 30-something years. I know that life is a roller coaster. I know that 1 minute I'm going to have a nice bank account.
Yeah.
But I'm going to fuck it off sometime.
Yeah.
It's going to go down, but I'm going to bounce back. For sure, I'm going to bounce back.
Yeah.
So I know in those dips, that dumb bitch, rubbing my feet not going to help me when I'm broke. You rub my feet 100 times in a day. I need to, like, that's not going to help me. So I need a little bit more than just rub my feet. So those dumb bitches that rub my feet, those are my one-night stands.
Yeah.
Personally, for me, like she go in that category.
Yeah, facts. Honestly.
But
Because I don't like my feet touched, so this one doesn't apply to me. But if Shorty wanna rub my back, I'm Gucci with it. Like, rub my back, mommy. Go ahead, rock out.
nah, but I'm not wifing over my feet type of joint if she dumb, bro. Like, I get it. It feels good. You feel like a king. You feel empowered.
I'm not saying I'm not saying that that's what I look for, but I've like
But if you-
experiencing. It's like,
if-
you're like this,
yeah.
like you
It
like
wouldn't be
this,
a problem
you
is
like
what it
this,
is.
like you're Jack.
Nah, but you knew she was dumb as a bag of bricks. Though.
Nah.
Like,
I'm
while
just-
she was rubbing your feet, you was like, this bitch stupid, but she nice.
Nah, I mean, like, if she had a master's, I would, of course, I would have been on it a little bit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I of course, I'm very into. I love history. I love what is it? Philosophy. Those are two. You know, I met.
So I'm big into philosophy as well,
Yeah.
right? One of the things that I need to be able to do, even if I'm just laying in bed, is the person I'm laying next to is to randomly have an at-night conversation. If I can't do that because Shorty's still trying to figure out is water wet, we're gonna have a problem.
Yeah, I
and I
agree,
can't
I
deal
agree.
with that.
Nah,
agree. Listen, I agree.
bro. It's water wet.
I'm not dealing with you right
It's
now. with
water
your dumb
wet.
shit.
That's a good question,
Right?
bro. Like,
So I'm not gonna have this conversation. Like, I want to be able to lay there, and if something hit my brain, because like you said, you're someone who's designing things. You're artistic.
Yeah.
You have a view, right? Not being able to share that with the person you literally are putting seeds inside of, it's gonna feel really fucking empty. Right? Because, and I have kids, so I can tell you, looking at somebody who you don't see a future with is pretty fucking empty.
Yes.
Right? Or if you can't have a conversation and be on the same wavelength.
or starting a journey with somebody, and then finding out later that you shouldn't have started the journey with this person. This person is dumb. This person can't do this, can't do that, can't do this, don't know this, don't know that. You're fucked.
And that's why a lot of those same men who sit there and do shit outside of their marriage tends to happen. Because either one, they grew apart, or two, there was another issue along those lines, right? So choosing our best mate options is always going to be better for us. And one of those things is identifying what is it that you're good at. So you being an artistic man, if you were to post up in a museum, I guarantee you find yourself an artsy shorty, and then it'd be a wrap, because those conversations will take you to another level you've never even thought of.
Yeah, facts.
Right?
That all depends on me.
Yeah, no,
What I
100%.
produce, what I produce.
No,
right?
it doesn't. Because your mind is something separate from what you produce. My mind is completely separate from all the other things I do.
But what I'm producing comes from my mind.
Correct. But having a conversation has gotten me more ass and more relationships than anything that I've sat here and brought forward. The fact that I can hold the conversation, sit there and be thoughtful, empathetic in the conversation, allowing both the person to be heard and to make sure that they're hearing me, to reiterate the things back to them, to have full understanding. Do you know what that is? Because when it happens to you, I guarantee you're going to melt. Because when you find someone who actually caters to your mind rather than to the little shit that you can give two fucks about, it changes your dynamic. And that's why I'm saying a lot of men get caught up in the, hey, you know what? This is what I want. This is what I want. This is what I want, until that one instance where it all changes. You just have to put yourself in those circles. A lot of these men nowadays irk the fucking shit out of me because they say wild, dumb shit.
Yeah, a lot of feminine men.
Right? No. Supposed alpha males. By your standard, they would be high earners. They sit there, they have a LinkedIn, they're sitting there, they're making money, they're doing this. But then when you look at what they go for women, seems completely contradictory to the shit that they said. But if they were to find a woman, whether she was opinionated or not, but can stimulate their mind, they're gonna fold because it's not something that they're looking for. But they complain about it. This is why I brought up the contradictions. There's too many of them. If you have a contradiction in what your lifestyle you want and the person that you are, there's a huge fucking disconnect there. And the only way you clear that disconnect is to get to what you really want.
I have a question for you. Let's say who's the richest woman in the world? Let's
Jeff Bezos' wife.
no, fuck her. Let's say Beyonce.
She's the richest woman.
I'm gonna say Beyonce though, cause we dealing in black and Latino, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's say Beyonce, right?
When we say J-Lo, I'm fucking with you. Go ahead, Beyonce.
Let's say Beyonce, right? She comes to you. She says, "All right, listen, I'm gonna make your dreams come true. Everything you ever dreamed since you was fucking 5 years old is gonna happen, but you gotta play the back." What would you do?
I think.
Talk to the mic, please.
Oh, excuse me. I don't know. Just I can't speak for all men. I just know.
I'm talking about you. I'm
Me
asking-
personally,
I'm asking you.
where
Like she gonna bring everything you want in life. She's gonna bring that to fruition.
I have
But you gotta put it back though.
I mean, I can't. I'm not a simp. I can't. I have to lead somehow, some way. I mean, we'll have an amazing
In what
chapter.
sense would that make you a simp? Because you're not catering to her. She just said play the back.
If she's feeding your lifestyle, that means that you are you're comfortable. And I think that it's really important for hunter gatherers.
So let's just hypothetical.
Right?
Well,
Hold on. So my question is when was the last time you walked out of your house with a club to go slap a fucking T-Rex upside that?
But that's dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that
no,
hunger is dead. That's how.
It isn't though.
We're
so far past that is ridiculous.
No, I understand what he's saying. Like the need is there. I get that, but the reality meets the need at some point. Like for example, like if she wants to take you out on a date, she want to pay for everything. You gonna deny that?
Yeah, I'm gonna have fun for. But look at Nicki Minaj and Safari.
No, I'm asking.
I'm just saying that's how that goes. Listen, that if she's feeding all your desires, you have to understand that could change. That's only gonna last for so long. Just like how she's making it happen for you, she can make it happen for someone else, and she knows that. So why would I feed that monster? I mean, I'll take a trip. You know, we could have definitely a good. I'm gonna run it up. I'm gonna run it up to however you want to run it up.
I
of course I'm gonna run it up. Of course I'm gonna run it up.
Because I'm thinking
like why not? You jack me, cool. You take. Yeah.
So wait. So why wouldn't you? In that case, right? Why wouldn't you want a powerful woman? Because then that makes the fucking options go to the roof. You just said if she willing to do it, you gonna take it. So now if she's 10 levels up above that, I mean, more you're gonna get from that.
I wouldn't.
I want a more. I'm speaking for myself.
Yeah.
I want a most financial, educated, sexiest, powerful woman I can find. That's me. I don't want no stoop pigeon. I don't want that little shit. I want big dog shit. Highest I can find. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Because I know it comes with an endless amount of. It comes with a whole menu. Why would I want that whole menu? Why would I want a stoop pigeon? Why would I want that?
Because, because I don't know when too much of anything is bad for you. I feel like too much of a woman with too much anything, a man with too much of anything, too much water will smoke you. You know what I mean? I think it's. I feel like I need more.
You need balance.
I need more I'm trying to understand.
You need more control in that situation.
I'm not gonna date something that I can't control.
There goes and lies exactly what we were getting at this entire time. Because you could have led with that, and we could have kept the going conversation.
Wait.
Hold on, wait.
Let me say it again. Let me say it one more time.
No, he doesn't need to. He said it. I got it. So control is a big aspect for you, whether it's control of the relationship, control of the finances.
You don't think it's not big for you? You don't have control of your relationship?
I've been in enough instances in my life where control was taken from me. Correct? Right? Now,
I don't know. You tell me.
No. If you've ever been locked up, if you've ever been snatched by the cops, right? Cats who are in the military, control's taken from you. You get a new understanding of control through that, right? Because there's a certain level of power when I give my control up. I control that. That's my power.
Yeah, you control that.
Correct. But if I give it to another person, it's only because I feel confident and comfortable with that person to give up that control. Meaning, if that woman is sitting here killing the game and she's doing big things, I'm willing to give up my control in that situation because I know that her aspirations are going to help me as much as they help her, and that my dreams will be gotten the same way hers are, because normally our goals are going to align.
Can I speak to that? So I'm speaking through experience. Like, it's times where I felt like macho, right?
Yeah.
I felt alpha, like, bitch, I'm saying we doing this, right? Let's just say hypothetically the car crash, right? It's metaphorically, right? I said, bitch, we going left in the car crash, right? But then it's a time where she said, babe, I think we should go right. And we go right, and there's a pot of gold over there. So you kind of got to weigh your options out. You can't just say what I say goes, because you might crash.
Yeah,
she might have insight to a better way that you might not have. So you gotta, personally, I need to trust my significant other, because
that's why she's my significant other.
True, but by your statement, earlier, you're sitting here stating that you don't want her to say anything. You're going down with the shit with me.
Nah, like, I mean, there's so many different scenarios. If she's my woman, she knows how I think. She knows if we're aligned, then she knows how I operate.
Correct. If she knows how you operate, she's probably
Yeah,
gonna
so there's balance, right?
No,
There's balance,
the
right?
balance would be she knows you like
She's
her shutting the fuck
yeah.
up. So she's gonna shut the fuck up and
up.
never question you.
That's true,
because
that's true.
questioning
Nah,
you
'cause
is gonna
That's correct.
second guess
He's right about
you.
that, bro.
Because I'm just going
He's
by
right
what
about
you
that.
said, pa. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because we paint these expectations the same way we tell women or we tell men that they paint these expectations that they're never gonna get. We all do it. Right? Whatever relationship you wind up in, I promise you, pa, I wish the best for you.
Yeah.
It's probably not gonna be the best version of what you want. It'll be as close as you can get, but it won't be that. And there'll be certain things that you're gonna give up on, right? But for the most part, you're always gonna shoot for the best version. It's just never gonna be that. Because the fantastic view of what we want is always gonna be on a pedestal. What we get isn't gonna hit there.
It might be
until
a
you
few
sit
tiers
here
under
and
there.
start understanding that setting expectations for other people, right, is good, and realizing that not everyone's gonna fit the expectations that you set out, because sometimes your expectations are too high, or sometimes your expectations are too niche. Like, I want a very specific woman. Like, if Shorty can't sit here and when she does a ballet twist, she has to do it on her left foot and it has to be on her big toe. And if I start continuing to put myself in a smaller and smaller box, my chance of finding that person is going to become really, really hard.
That's why I said when it comes to marriage in the beginning of this conversation, I said you need to lower your standards for something more long term.
So all right. So my question.
It's not lowering standards; it's adjusting, right? Lowering your standards
say
means
lower.
I don't want to. I
'Cause
want
if you
someone up
If
here.
you're keeping it high,
But the thing is, so there's two parts of that.
we was high, right? You said high, right? Everyone said high. We was all high, right?
No.
Adjusting is
Adjusting doesn't necessarily mean going down.
So you going
Adjusting-
higher?
No, adjusting means
adjusting
you
means-
mix something off and bring something else up.
To stay with the high.
Correct.
To stay with
Right?
the high.
There's certain things that maybe, all right, cool. You know what? Let's take you, for instance. You're a high earner. Cool. Bam. There goes one of them, right? Let's say you're not as thoughtful as some other people, but I wanted a thoughtful dude. Boom. All right. Well, that comes off. Well, what else do you do? Well, you're really big on family, right? That's not something that I originally had up there. Boom. That goes. So that takes the place of the thing I dropped off. You're not dropping it down. You're just adjusting it, meaning that you still have the same criteria. You're just focusing on different things.
I agree.
You're not dropping your standards. You're keeping them high, right? And at the end of the day, sometimes no matter how high your standards are, that one person comes around who changes your entire dynamic. And now your standards fit that person because that person might be your person. I've had that happen in my life.
I
where
feel like you
thought
alter
that.
your standards with a female more attractive.
So
Nah.
I feel
alter- you
I
al-
feel like most men now
I'll give you
alter
that
their
one.
standards for more attractive women.
initially,
But that goes back to the supply and demand.
but that's only initially though. Like,
What do you mean?
Because, all right, so let's say I have it's a room full of girls. Obviously, the one that's the most attractive, I'm gonna bend over for her, or I'm gonna bend backwards for her because I want her, right? Once I get her, she comes with things that I probably didn't want.
Because you never went past the surface level of her looks.
Exactly.
So that means I have to bend again.
But you
I mean, I have to bend
you're
again.
starting
You
to
feel me?
realize the supply and demand that I
And-
gave you earlier, because you're sitting here and your demand for a certain aspect of that woman in that instance doesn't fit your demand for what you want long term, but you're willing to put out so much for that one instance. That's why their value drops up so high. It jumps up so high for that reason. You're like,
know.
as us as men are causing that problem. Period. It's not women. Women
I
are
mean-
only going to the market the same way. Like I said, I did it with milk. It's really simple. If we stop buying milk, the price of milk drops. That's how markets work. I hear a lot of people talk about the dating market, the sexual market. It seems
Yeah.
like they don't understand how fucking markets work.
Man,
Put
man.
them
I
in some
feel you, I
box.
feel you.
But now my question here is I know your answer to this. I want to ask you: is a woman's orgasm important?
No.
Whoa. How did I know that answer?
Nah, I don't.
Wait, hold on, wait. I'm gonna say.
That's why I told you don't bother.
I'm
I knew the
keeping it
answer
a
already.
stat. No,
Wait,
hell no.
wait.
I'm trying to get my nut
Hold on,
off
wait.
the point.
No,
I mean,
no,
it's
let him
cool.
cook.
It's
Let him
if
cook.
she's
Alright,
my
cook,
wife.
cook,
If this is
cook,
if
cook.
this is if this is long. Listen to me. If we're just engaging, like I'm not going at. My intent is not. Oh, how fast can I make this woman come? I'm trying to get out the mud. I'm trying to get my shit out the mud before anything. You know what I mean? Now, if I'm stimulated, if my mind is stimulated, she's extremely attractive. She's talking that talk. If we're on the same page, of course, pleasing my woman is gonna be priority. But I would say 9 times out of 10, I'm just trying to get it out the mud and go like get to the bag.
Yo, bro, I ain't gonna front. I ain't gonna front. You a fucking savage, bro. You a fucking savage.
I don't even consider that savagery. I consider that
savage,
terrible,
bro.
my nigga.
That's savagery,
First
bro.
off, one, shorties talk. Two, you have to lay your impression down.
All right, hold on, wait. We all men in here, right?
Last I checked.
You never had a 7-minute, a 5-minute, like
Bro, I had a 2-minute. I
Okay,
loved her.
All right, so wait.
Wifey.
Wait, all right, so
she becomes wifey.
Wait, so
boom.
wait, hold on.
Yeah, you wife. What we doing tomorrow?
All right.
That's how that goes. That's how it goes, King.
Wait, but look though. Let's say you had a 5-minute, a 2-minute or whatever, and she was like, "Yo, what's up, bro? That's not enough for me. What's up? I need cause the type of woman I'm dealing with
Neck,
black women. Wait,
straight neck. Get ahead. That's how committed are
you
you?
eating her pussy?
No, she's giving me the neck to
She
get it up.
another nut, nigga.
But you have to get it up.
Hold on, wait. Hold on, wait.
She has to be committed. If
Hold
she,
on.
Alright, cool.
There's a
Get it out the
follow-up
mud.
question there.
Yo, you want it?
There's a
Go ahead, go
follow-up
get it.
question there.
Go ahead, go get it.
This nigga
Yeah,
is
you
crazy,
get it.
bro.
You
I
get
gotta-
two more. You get it. You
Yo,
get two
This nigga is
Yo,
crazy, bro. This nigga is crazy,
my
bro.
follow-up
You
question
crazy.
is,
Two
did
more.
you
Get
told her to
three
give you-
more of how committed you are.
Give you neck, right?
Balance. Remember balance?
My question to you:
We're gonna link.
do you eat box?
I do, of course.
I gotta make sure.
Of
because
course,
normally
but that's
those
wifey.
answers line.
That's why. If I don't know what you're doing next week, tomorrow,
Okay.
that's not on my brain.
Okay.
If I if I see that she's giving me her time, I'm taking it in. I'm taking this. I see everything. I'm reading what she's giving me.
Copy.
But on my first time, I'm crack. Yeah, I've never cracked on the first night. I've never done
I'm
that.
with you on that. Have you?
Yeah, I've had.
I have not.
I knew it.
To be fair, it's tattooed on me. It's not a choice. It's not a choice. It don't matter.
She was
Bro,
white. Fact.
Now, this is the last question, bro.
Okay.
Let's get to it. It's the last question. What are a man's long-term expectations?
I think it depends on the individual.
What are your long-term expectations?
Marriage, family. I think the key word that I look for is like serving, like serve. Like I think sometimes like when your situation at home is good, like I feel like you got to do something with that. You got to spread. You got to be uncomfortable. If my woman long term, once I feel like we good, we have the kids. We're experiencing life on the same rhythm. I think that it's just spreading love. Now it's just spreading love. What can we do? How can we change the world? Charity, being uncomfortable. Yeah, that's me. That's me personally. If I'm really happy, I feel like, wow, this is it.
So what happens if you don't find that servant? Every woman you walk into saying, I don't want to be a servant. I don't want to be a servant. I don't want to be a servant.
Then you have to lower your standards.
So at that point, you would lower yours.
Yeah, if I wasn't happy with the results that I have off of my if I'm producing and not happy with my results,
And that's
yes,
what me and you totally disagree.
I think humbly and humbly I would have to lower my standards.
I understand where you come from though.
Or have some sort of what is that shit called?
A trade-off.
No, you have you adjust. You have to adjust.
That's a trade-off.
So you can have.
You might
I have
dropped the serving.
Yeah,
and then take something else that you wouldn't have. For instance, a high intellect would be something that you would be with if you were to drop off the servitude because that would fit.
Exactly.
It would still keep you at your
I've
high.
I've dated yeah.
So dumb bitches. Done with you,
yo, listen to me. Neurosurgeon, brain surgeon, like scholarship, NYU. He and attractive, but not as attractive as the boss. You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like some of the most intellectual, educated women haven't been the most attractive. Same thing with financial. I've met shorties that kill it with money. You just are very successful women and just don't have that feminine tone. You know what I mean? And are very beautiful. So it's a gift and a curse. I think you have to be good with you to know what you want.
Copy. I fuck with it.
Nah, I kind of agree. I understand where you're coming from, but just the type of person I am, bro. Lowering the standards is not the wave I'm on. I'm on the wave.
Not right now, but you're as light. I think as the more you know, the wider your mind.
No, my mind will never go to lower my standard ever. Like even with every aspect of my life. I'm not lowering my quality of life. I'm not lowering the quality of education. I'm not lowering my quality of clothes. I'm not lowering my quality of nothing, bro. Everything has the.
If the TV quality drops in the house, this nigga's losing
I'm
his
tight.
shit.
If the Wi-Fi was good, now the Wi-Fi is starting to buffer. I'm tight, bro. I'm not lowering no quality. Like,
he doesn't
I work
believe in lowering
hard.
his standard.
I work hard enough to keep upping it, even if it's baby steps, even if it's a half a step.
Yes.
I'm not low. Even if we stay in here, I'm not lowering it though, bro. That's not something I'm into. I'm not into lowering my standards at all. That's the only place I disagree with you. With.
I'll do exactly what I said originally, and I'll sit here and I will adjust and I'll remove things and put other things up.
Straight up.
Because obviously the formula is not going to be mapped out for everybody. I say this shit all the time. There's no guaranteed way to do anything. There's no guaranteed way to make $1 million. There's no guaranteed way to find the love of your life. These things always take steps, and you got to adjust accordingly. So if you're sitting here and you know that you really want someone to fall in line with certain things, then you're going to go for that, right? And if it's not working for you, then you'll drop one off and add one back up, right? So this way you're still keeping that, at least that high quality that you want. You're just gonna adjust the frame in which how you're gonna look for it, because that might be that hidden piece. It's like if you ever play Tetris, you know what I mean? Not all the fucking parts go in the way you want them to. Sometimes you just gotta switch them around. That's it.
That makes sense. That's a solution for all. That's a great note to end it. Any last thoughts, fellas? Last thoughts?
I'll let you rock first, Bob.
You can shout your shit out, shout your Instagram out, shout your.
Well, first and foremost, thank you for having me.
No
I
problem,
really appreciate just anyone just listening to what I have to say. I'm just happy to spread the word. But just men, we're the wealth. We're the value. This our world. It's our world, and you can't let anyone alter that. So just lead, be humble, and be consistent.
My last thought is, fellas, don't eat the pussy on the first date.
Ever. Never. No matter how
the
cool.
bar chart say, I don't
Beyonce.
care. None of that. Don't eat the pussy on the first date.
Not even.
Make her earn it.
Facts.
All right. What I'll say is, before I say the wild reckless shit, I'm gonna respond to another shit with. What I'll say is continue to be the lord of your own world. What I mean by that is your circle, the people around you. Do your best to sit here and contribute to those around you and to the overall vision that you have for yourself. It's something that I'm practicing currently, and I enjoy having new people join that. I enjoy the people who are already there. I have a great partner. That's my mans. I got a great family. You know what I mean? Like I've been blessed in that end, and I'm starting to realize that as I continue to push forward, it's only getting better. Even with the setbacks, I no longer look at them as losses. I just look at them as setbacks, because I'm always winning. The winning don't stop.
Yep.
Feel me? And as a response to my nigga Mel talking about box, do me a favor, my guys, don't let shorties sit here and take advantage of your asshole with their tongues, all right? So, that's what I ended on.
Wow.
Yo, thank y'all for viewing.
Good vibes.
We got some special news coming in probably next episode.
Oh, matter of fact, no, we got to drop it now.
What?
We got to drop it now because it's going to pop at the end of the week.
Nah, let's wait. Let's wait till the flight come out. Let's wait.
No, I'm talking about the one that we're already going to do.
All right, cool. All right, yeah.
So you want to do it right now?
We can do that.
All right, bet. Yo, so...
We got a few surprises for
Damn, we got surprises.
We got a lot of surprises for y'all.
Yo, check us out. June 29th.
Let's go.
6:30 City Winery. We're going to be out here. 25 and over club experience, the live show. We're going to be opening acts. Wildin', you're going to have the 25 and over club. You're going to have Ladies Pitch. You're going to have us. You're going to get to see us, talk to us, shop it up. Definitely cop tickets.
Cop your tickets. Link is in the bio.
Definitely.
June 29th. Be there.
Early.
You already know. Thank y'all for viewing.
Peace.
Wow.